Is it Turbotastic or just ass? Turbo ass? Turbo Kid.
Oh,
Today on, I'm sorry. Today on.
God.
There's good spots too.
Savage over the intro.
Oh, savage over the intro, yeah. I shouldn't say much. I was gonna point, but I'm gonna point to myself. Jake, you're on now. I have some good things to say, and I shouldn't say much negative stuff because both of these things that we're talking this week, Turbo Kid, the movie, and the game, I think are Canadian, both of them actually. So it's part of my culture. It's up there with beaver tails and bags of milk. Although actually, I want to say these guys are in Quebec, so I don't know if they do bagged milk in Quebec. So I don't know. Anyway, this week we're talking about Turbo Kid, which is it is a retro-inspired Metroidvania, a real retro-inspired one with actually really great pixel artwork and a great soundtrack and some other stuff that it will talk about. But it's also the sequel to a movie that came out. When did the movie come out, Wulff? 2015, I think?
2015.
2015.
10 years ago.
10 years ago. Wow, that's almost retro. Turbo Kid, the movie, very much a 80s inspired movie and very gory and very, very cheesy, but in a good way, right?
It's set in a post-apocalyptic world in the distant future of 1997, right?
1997.
So
the 90s were a dark time. So we'll probably go back and forth between the movie and the game because they actually are the same world, although the game is a direct sequel to the end of the movie.
correct.
So I guess to start off with the movie, you watched the full movie?
I didn't today, but I've seen the whole thing before, yes.
Okay. So I was able to get through most of it today while I was going bounce between my kids. I will say the one thing I really liked about it is it has Michael Ironside in it. For those who maybe don't know him offhand, if you've seen the first Starship Troopers movie, he was the cranky teacher missing an arm who showed up late in the movie. So he's that actor. He's also the voice of, I think it was Sam Fisher in the not Siphon Filter. What's the other one? The spy games. Oh shit! What was it?
He was also Richter in Total Recall.
Yes, Richter in Total
Chester
Recall.
in Top Gun.
There you go. Like he's one of those actors who's in like dozens and dozens of movies, and like when I see his face, he's almost always instantly recognizable. So when I saw him in the trailer for this movie, I knew I'd have to watch it. But he's old now, man. He's definitely up there. So I'm wondering, like, this must be one of his last movies, I want to say. But what's your opinion of the flick?
I like the movie. As I wrote for the description of this episode, it's cheesy but heartfelt,
Yes.
right? And it's just fun. It's a good way to describe it, which I've seen before, is Mad Max on bicycles. And while that's not 100% accurate, it's pretty close.
Yeah.
I mean, there's definitely some like B movie gore aspects to it.
yeah. There, and to illustrate that, there's one fight scene in the movie where the hero and his android girlfriend and their I guess the acquaintance are in the pool, and they're being attacked by post-apocalyptic thugs, and he's armed with a sword, which is also in the game. And he slices at the head of one of the thugs, and he's wearing a spiked helmet. And the top part of his skull spins around with the helmet and flies off the body, and there's fountains of blood and gore. And it lands on the floor, and his ally in the ground, who's struggling, grabs the spiked helmet and jabs it into the eye of the guy who's attacking him. And then there's a close-up of the eyes popping out of the skull. And again, much fountains of blood. It is a gory-ass movie. I haven't seen one of these in a while. But I feel like that's part of the genre. Like if you're into Toxic Avenger and any of that kind of style of gory movie, this fits right at home. But yeah, it's interesting. It's bad, but in a fun way. I think I like the movie as well. I don't think I could watch it with my kids for obvious reasons, but I definitely think it's a fun movie. What did you think about the soundtrack to the movie?
The soundtrack is amazing. Like any of the music. The opening rock song that's like that 80s glam rock sound,
Yeah.
and then you get the droning synth wave style music through most of the score. You got that like sort of upbeat repetitive theme going on at the town slash cantina that he goes to at one point, which actually that song playing in the background there is the exact same song playing in the town in the game.
In the game, yeah. I'm trying. What's his name? Is it Le Mans? Is this is the name of the artist? I think it is.
If that sounds right.
No, Lamentos or Lamatos. I'm
Okay.
sorry, I probably butchered that. Lamatos. I'll have to link his Bandcamp in the description of this episode because yeah, he did not only the soundtrack of the movie, which you're right, it's totally synthwave, totally 80s inspired, and it rocks. And then he also did the soundtrack for the video game. But like they didn't just take the songs from the movie; he actually made it in the style of a video game. Like there's definitely a retro 16-bit, I guess, aesthetic to the music in the game, but just a
Mhm.
killer soundtrack start to finish. I was actually really shocked at how much I liked it. I liked the music. I was listening to that most of this week. So soundtrack is pretty great. But
Yeah,
I gotta love it,
I never got sick of it. And I do want to come back to that, but there's actually ways to get your own music, like not your own music, but you can pick the track playing in the game
Okay.
after certain points.
That's pretty cool too. I guess just to recap the story real quick for the movie, because the game gives you like a couple lines to start it off with, but the movie itself, like you said, the post-apocalyptic wasteland of 1997, which is funny. The protagonist,
The
scavenger,
kid.
the kid. Yeah, they never gave him a proper name. He's the kid. He's scavenging, trying to get by, trying to survive. And there's the particular bad guy named Zeus, who is terrorizing the wasteland. And I guess he runs into a character who's trying to rescue his brother. And it's lots of gory adventures there. But I guess the underlying storyline is he stumbles across the wreckage of a superhero or somebody like a superhero or a member of the future
It's
military.
so yeah, it's very military, I think
Right,
is what the idea is, because there's so the kid is really into these comics for Turbo Rider.
right,
And on the back of one of the comics, you see an image of Turbo Rider, and it says "Join the army now." So it
right.
seems like these comics were propaganda comics to get people to enlist
Yeah,
and fight in these flame wars. I think they were called.
yeah. Like
Um,
very much Uncle Sam needs you type of vibe to it.
right, but it was, I guess, against a robot uprising. I think it
Yes,
was.
yeah. Because in the wreckage of the ship, there's a recording on a loop of some general saying, "This is the end. This is the end of the road. This is how we survive. You're the last line of defense against these robots." And then when the kid walks into the wreckage, the turbo soldier is
Uh,
dead. He's long since dead. He's a rotting corpse.
right.
So, like everything in this movie, what does he do? He scavenges everything off his body and
Yeah, he
becomes a
takes his
superhero.
armor and gets the power of his turbo glove,
Yeah,
which I love how everything is turbo something.
yeah. It's neat because like the glove is very much like if it was a power glove, but candy colored, I guess, because it's like highlights of blue, and it's definitely something you would see in a video game. It's got a D-pad on it and the screen. I like
Mhm.
that whole aesthetic to it. But that's the primary weapon. If at first it doesn't work, it's not charged, but throughout the movie it charges up, and he can use it to shoot beams of energy. And eventually, he meets a girl, as you do in these coming of age 80s movies. Turns out she's a robot, but that's okay. She's a friendship model, and then together they go and fight this guy named Zeus, and you get some backstory on what Zeus is, how he's relevant to the character. I don't know if I want to spoil this. Do I want to spoil Turbo Kid the movie? Probably not. But
No, don't spoil it. Like, go watch it. If it sounds even remotely interesting, you'll probably enjoy it. I
yeah,
mean, expect a heartfelt cheese fest because that's
yes,
really what it is. You're gonna get gore, you're gonna get fun, you're gonna get silliness. It's good.
yeah. Like there's a sequence where they're riding a BMX bike because in the future the only vehicles they have are BMX bikes, and he's teaching his android friend the rules of the wasteland, how to survive, and one of the rules is to build a weapon. So he builds her he takes a
Gnome stick.
broken baseball bat, yeah, and a garden gnome and duct tapes it together, and she calls it her gnome stick.
Yeah.
And it's
This
it's
is my
actually
gnome stick.
it's cute and it's heartfelt. But then the next
It
sequence is a
is.
fight scene, and she's bashing somebody's head in with it, and there's lots of blood.
Mhm.
So it's one of those movies. It is an endearing movie. I do like it. I actually quite like it. Like it fits the exact vibe they're going for, right? That cheesy, violent '80s flick,
Yeah.
100%. So that's
And
pretty cool.
I it occurred to me while watching it today that the character is probably about our age because he's like 16 years old in 1997.
Oh shit, that's true. Yeah, he probably would have been our age. That's weird.
So he's about our age. But then another funny thing is the woman playing Apple,
Yeah.
she actually is our age.
Oh, is she? She's much older.
She was 30 when they made this movie.
Yeah, it was kind of a bit of a weird vibe because when they first introduce Apple the character, you're like something feels off about her. She feels a little too childlike for the
Yeah.
environment and her age, and then it makes sense. Oh, she's an android. I get it, but yeah, there's a lot of fun dialogue between the two of them, so it's kind of cute. I know they announced a sequel to the movie at some point. I'll be curious if that actually gets made. But I'd watch it. I think it's pretty cool. Like, I
Yeah.
want to say the actor who plays the kid, he ended up doing something else not too long ago. Gosh, what was it?
Let's see.
Severance? Let me see.
Degrassi, multiverse, do.
It's in Degrassi. Yep, I recognize that. Yeah, Monroe Chambers, Degrassi. I could have sworn he did something
Murdoch
recently.
Mysteries. Yeah, I don't
Oh, maybe not.
recognize any of these.
Oh, but Turbo Kid 2 still in pre-production, so I guess it's still going through. That's pretty good.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's neat. Murdoch Mysteries. Okay. Interesting. But yeah, Michael Ironside was probably my favorite part of the movie for sure. So, but it ends on
But
like
then he's also got his right-hand thug, Skeletron, which is a dude with like a metal skeleton face, like a metal skull face.
yeah, like the characters. Like when I first played the game, I dug the pixel artwork and I thought the enemies were pretty creative and they fit that Mad Max style vibe. I didn't realize how much the game mimics the movie in terms of the style of the characters. Right, the skull mask, saw blades, the whole bit is pretty fitting to the movie. So I think they definitely carried that across. But the movie does end up. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
The movie does end with like, let's just think the game starts like the kid found a source of water and basically takes a jug of it and goes to explore the wasteland, I guess, right? And then the game picks up from there, right? He's basically exploring the wasteland and encounters this new community, I guess, which is where like the main hub of the game. If we want to talk about that.
Yeah, the Middle Waste is where he ends up.
Right.
And there's so many things about this game that are wonderful callbacks to the movie. Like in the movie, he's literally like, he has a journal where he takes notes of the wasteland and makes a map and keeps track of things. And the game makes excellent use of that for his quest log and like characters. And like, he constantly updates notes about those characters. Like, this is what they said last. This is what they're doing, that sort of thing. And it's really cool, not just because it's a way to keep your quest going, but after any new conversation with a character that has any degree of importance at all, and it doesn't necessarily have to be like important to the game's main plot, but just important to the town's development and things to better understand the world. He puts a new note in there and it shows you like there's a new note on this character. And so it kind of summarizes the conversation they had.
Right down
and
to like
I love all that.
Like right down to the crayon drawings of characters, right? Like in the sequence of the movie where he's drawing a picture of Apple the android, like and that's in the game. Like every character in the game has a portrait. I feel like so it is interesting that that's what they called out from the movie into the game. I was surprised to see that.
Yeah, and like I said, you know the music from the movie is not recycled but recreated for the game. And it all fits. Like I spent so much time playing the game the last few weeks that when I was watching the movie today, I was like, I know these songs.
Like they're like legit great soundtrack. Like I would like to see more of what this guy has done in games. Because they very easily could have just taken the tracks in the movie and recycled them for the game, but it wouldn't have fit as much as it does right now. Because like he really did make pixel or 16-bit renditions of these soundtrack and a bunch of new music as well, and it all fits really well. Definitely, if you're into the synthwave stuff, this hits. So that's pretty awesome. So I guess we should say that it's a pixel art, retro-inspired Metroidvania. So I know you're big into Metroidvanias.
Yes.
I like them occasionally too. I mean, I just finished playing Silk Song, which is definitely Metroidvania. I will say for this one, it is a Metroidvania-ass Metroidvania in that it is very much more wide open than I was expecting.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
Like, if you want a Metroidvania that's just like, here's the world, go explore it.
yeah,
Like, here's a vague idea of where to go. Otherwise, have at it.
yeah.
That's this game. And the map is enormous. And I mean, I was still at the end of the game, I was still looking like, okay, where's the nearest warp point? Because I don't want to be traveling for more than maybe 3 to 5 minutes to get from here to there.
So yeah, so like after there's a brief intro, I guess tutorial to get into the game world, and then it gives you kind of like two quests, like go east to get your bike back, go west to get your blade weapon, I think.
Yeah.
But then it's like it tells you that the basic overreaching story is like there's 4 zones you have to go to at some point to get a MacGuffin, and then that's kind of the game. But you can go to the zones, I feel like, in any order. Because when I first
Yeah.
tried playing this game several months ago, I went to the sewer area of the world. But when I played recently, I started from scratch. I ended up going to the junkyard slash mall, and I feel like I could have done either option, no problem. It just they're very different in how you tackled it. But when I got to the boss of the junkyard zone, I had a really rough time. But you had mentioned that when you did your playthrough, you did that section last, I think, or not
Yeah,
first.
she was the last no, she was the last boss I went for before going to the tail end of the game.
Right. So that
So
that's kind of
there's
interesting.
there's 4 major boss fights before the final boss and his section.
Right.
And you can do those in any order. Like, there's no requirement to do one before another. Obviously, doing certain things will make certain boss fights much easier. Like, you said you were struggling with that fight at the mall, whereas I did not because I had like 16 hearts of a health bar
Right.
and like a powered up gun, and like, I was just a monster.
Yeah.
Whereas you probably maybe had maybe what, 6 hearts, 7?
I think I had 7 only because I unlocked 1, and then I got 2 because I turned on the accessibility options.
Oh wow. Okay.
So, and the only upgrade I had was the air dash, which I did use, but it's not so much in the fight. Like for that particular boss fight, she hits like a truck. It's just
Mhm.
like this. It's like this lady who's like part cyborg, and to give people an idea, she's mostly hanging from the ceiling, and then she's shooting at you in patterns of 3, and you have to dodge your way out of them. But they're fast. Like you have very little time to
Yeah.
move, and then at times she'll drop down and then to the ground, and then you can jump up. You have to jump up to the, or she'll like electrify the ground or something. So you have to jump up on these hooks around the wall to escape. But as you're dodging on the hooks to escape the shots, she's too fast for me to jump through them. 1 or 2 would be
Mm,
okay if I could take the hits, but they do so much damage. It was rough. I ended up having to look at a
yeah.
guide. Or was it you who told me about the teddy bears?
I told you about the teddy bears.
Yeah.
So all the fights have something like that,
Do they? Okay.
which I think is super cool. And so I'll spoil this one and I'll leave the others for people who want to play this, because I
Yeah.
do, if you want a Metroidvania that's not going to hold your hand and it's going to let you just wander wherever you want, this is the one for you. So
Yeah.
in that particular fight, um she's got teddy bears that fall down when she starts this fire in the middle of the room that's gonna hurt you like hell if you're in it. Well, you can pick things up as you're playing through the game. You can pick up like the skulls of your enemies sometimes, or a dead
Yeah.
rat or whatever have you, and huck it, right?
Yeah.
Well, in this particular fight, you can pick up the teddy bear and throw it into the fire. And then she comes down and cries about losing this teddy bear. And there's reason for that in the plot after the fight
Okay.
that makes it make sense. But
Okay.
during the fight, it's not something they really allude to before the fight, and it's after the fight that it's explained why this is all going on.
So
And so
they do give you a hint, and I didn't see it at first, but when you mentioned the teddy bears and I went to try the boss again, before you enter her room,
it
there's
was a
a
room full of them.
mural on the wall of a teddy bear in
Oh,
fire.
okay.
And that's
Oh,
basically your hint. Like, oh, teddy bear's fire. That's the hint for the fight. And I missed it completely until you mentioned it to me. So the game tries to tell you what to do, I think, or at least it did in this case. But you're right, it definitely does not hold your hand.
yeah, no, it's not gonna straight up be do this. but there's like clues to certain things based on the character's personality and the little bits of story you see them tell as you're going, and that'll give you a hint as to what to do. Um, but I found what some of the other characters, some of the other boss fights, that you can interact with the fight in such a way like that in a similar manner. And
Okay.
they all very well reflect what those bosses' personalities are, and it's great.
That's awesome.
And so I love that. But there's a lot of power-ups in this game too. You said you only found the air dash. Um there's a thing for your bicycle to get spikes. So that way you can ride your bike up walls and on the ceiling,
Oh, okay. That would have
which
helped.
is huge for traversal.
Yeah.
Um, there's there's also what was it? There's for riding the bicycle, there's stuff that either I missed or they didn't explicitly point it out. But if you do a trick while riding the bike, say you like jump and do a bunny hop and like twirl your handlebars or whatever,
Yeah.
which there are trick buttons to use while you're on the bicycle when you're in the air. When you land, you get a speed boost.
Yes.
I did not realize that until endgame.
Yeah, they don't tell you that, or at least they don't tell you early enough, because when you mentioned it, because the first time I played this game, I struggled with there's race sections where you can race for items
Uh huh.
and whatnot. And they're tough to get the first place time that you need to do them. But once you mentioned, oh, the tricks get you speed, and then I tried it out, made a world of difference. And I was getting first
Oh
place
yeah.
very, very easily.
Hmm.
It's still difficult in spots, like the one that was in the sewers I had an issue with. Because if you
Oh
gain
really?
too
That
much.
was the first one I got all three.
Really? Because when I had issues where if you
Yeah.
go too fast and you take a jump the wrong way, you hit the ceiling and you wipe out on your bike.
Oh
So
yeah. Yeah.
so there's a few. But the whole idea though of having a bike in this game is kind of a game changer for a Metroidvania. Like you said, the map is very huge and it takes a while to walk
Mhm.
across it, but the bike makes travel a lot faster. And it's kind of looped into the game as a bike teleporter, so you can instantly spawn it whenever you want. So you don't have to worry about, leaving it
Yeah.
and finding it and picking up again. It got to the point where instead of, if I wanted to like run or dash through an area, I would just summon the bike and use that to get through a fast area and then just ditch it. It's kind of
But
like
I mean,
Mario
it
abandoning
also
Yoshi.
acts as like an initial fight, an initial attack. If you like coming up on an enemy and you jump off
Yes.
your bike, you let the bike just hurl at them and hurt them. I
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah. The physics are really interesting. And so like when you're traversing and you're doing tricks with it to gain speed, it actually is very fun to bike around with it. But even with the bike, some sections of the map are so large. I'm glad that there's also
Yeah.
waypoint teleporters, so that if you want, you can always go back to town pretty much in a couple minutes to do whatever you need to do. So I appreciate that. But the bike is
Yeah.
rad. I
The
really do like the bike.
Absolutely. And you unlock other bikes, and it's not really other bikes so much as the bikes just look different. They have no noticeably different stats by any means.
Oh, like skins, I guess.
But yeah, they're skins. They
Okay.
call them bike kits. And so one of the bikes, it's for getting first place with the races or the trick ramps and stuff like that. And then one is very well hidden.
Okay. Interesting. Okay,
Um
that's good.
in an area that's like super secret and doesn't even show on the map once you're in it. And then you end up going down like 128 floors. It's wild.
Like decent sized floors, or like just the elevator
It's
takes you down.
literally back and forth and back and
Really?
just going down floors.
Yeah, there's some
But that's
sections that are
because it's
quite
like a
large.
super secret hidden end game thing that's
Right.
not anything important, but there's little secrets that point you there at the end when you start finding other things that are like it's sort of like a meta end game quest that's just,
Okay.
and it gets you. I think it was a black bicycle that's themed after the company that developed the game.
Oh yeah, which is
But you can unlock
Outer
Apple's
Mind. Yeah.
bicycle. Yes. But you can unlock Apple's bicycle that's got the unicorn head on the handlebars.
From the
And
movie. Yep. That's a
yeah,
wicked
so
scene.
there's
Yeah.
there's a you can get Skeletron's bike. You can get just a pink one with a basket on the handlebars. There's a bunch of them. And I used all of them. I was like, these are great. I love all these.
Yeah, that's pretty again like nice nods to the movie and it's fun. Like the bike stuff is definitely one of my favorite parts of this game. All right, that's
Yeah,
pretty rad.
it's
So I did get the air dash, which lets you get to a few areas that you couldn't before. Like usually in a Metroidvania, you get some kind of ability for traversal, and you use that in different sections. But in this game, because it does feel so wide open with the four giant parts of the map, do you need to go between like once I'm done the junkyard mall and I have air dash and I beat that boss? Do I use that air dash anywhere else in the game? Like, is it required
yeah,
anywhere?
you will use it to access new places in the other
Okay,
areas. Um, Honestly, I think the skate park was the one that required the most traversal to access through.
okay,
Um, but yeah, like there's a dodge roll you'll get that you require to be able to get lower into the sewers. Um, and it also actually acts as a dodge roll. If you're in the dodge roll, you're not going to get hurt,
oh, interesting.
at
Okay,
least from enemies. Um, there's what else was there's later you'll get a wall jump where you can jump off the wall and jump off the wall back and forth. Um, so there's just a bunch of things like that that are super useful for traversal. And as you learn the mechanics of the bike and the mechanics of the various new movement abilities you get, you can access new areas that are like, how the hell do I get there?
right. Yeah, I
Like
was using
there
once.
was one secret where I had to actually, it was in the skate park. You have to actually like time a drop perfectly on your bicycle to catch a jump. You have to make sure you have enough speed to go off this jump so that you can flip upside down,
Right.
turn on your spikes, land on the ceiling, and then cruise around over on the ceiling over to another part and up into a ceiling well that you can't access any other way.
I wasn't
And
expecting the bike platforming.
there's a hidden thing up there. Yeah, it was
Okay.
kind of surprising. That was probably the most difficult bike platforming there was. But I mean, it's not for something you need. It's for one of
Right.
the hidden cassettes.
Which is the best way to do it, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
because like
So
I was
there's
using the bike not to that degree, but there's a few spots where could I run and jump into it? Maybe, but with the bike, I was able to take a hill the right way and then leap off the bike like Mario off Yoshi's back to get to areas. And I was doing that quite
yeah.
more than I thought it would, and that was
And
fun.
they do quite a bit of that stuff. It's great. Like especially the skate park. It's built for like
Right,
having to traverse based on using the bicycle and make certain jumps and make sure you have enough speed before you hit the ramp so that you get enough height off the jump and things like that.
right.
And I thought that was so cool. But yeah, there's lots of things to find in this game. There's a numerous set of upgrades. So you've got the actual like power ups, like we were talking about with the bicycle spikes and the dodge roll and all that. Then you've got weapon chips, which are kind of Mega Man ish in a way. When you beat
Okay.
a boss, you get a weapon chip from them that gives you a new type of attack.
Do they do more damage or no?
I honestly don't know. I killed everything with the basic weapon.
Okay, because that was one of the issues I had with it when I first played this game. It's more like Mega Man X than it is Mega Man in that if you're just using the pea shooter shots, you're in for a bad time. Like it's not a game where you just pea shoot the enemies. It takes too many hits. It really feels like at least with
That's
the base weapon, you have to charge your weapon, Mega Buster style, and then unleash it on enemies to one shot them. And if you don't do that, then it's combat becomes a bit tricky. And the first time I played this game, I didn't realize I could charge it, or I wasn't using it enough. But playing it for the second time, especially when you mentioned the accessibility menu, which does things like more health, more damage, more upgrade slots. I turned it all on just to try it out. And what it does when you turn on the damage boost one, it makes it so your regular shots can 2 to 3 shot an enemy. So you're not constantly charging the weapon if you don't want to. So I feel like that's
oh,
what made the
okay.
game a little bit easier for me to grasp. Because I'm like more used to like Super Metroid tapping that button to shoot things repeatedly. I'm not used to charge attacking at all. Like, but again, I don't like Mega Man
Yeah.
X, right?
And yes, this feels very Mega Man in a lot of ways. To me, it comes across a lot like Mega Man Zero because you've
Okay.
got the Buster and the sword,
The
right?
sword, yeah.
That's what Mega Man Zero was. Um, and I think Mega Man ZX did that as well. But there's a lot of traversal, and like you've got the chips that are very Mega Man, and you could find power-ups that extend how many shots you get with with your weapons, your special weapons. And the special weapons, while I don't know if they do anything special against enemies, they are used for traversing the world. You get something
Okay.
that can blow open walls. You get something that can create platforms in certain spots. There's one that powers uh, something that's interactable to open a gate somewhere else. So you have a timed set to get from here to there and get the goodie, or in some places just get through to the next area. So there's a lot of interactivity with the world with these weapon chips that I thought was super cool.
Okay. I didn't realize there's that much of variety in the weapons, but again, I didn't play nearly enough, I think, to appreciate that. Um, but I did like the air dash when I got the air dash. That felt really good to use that. I liked using the sword. I kind of dug how some barriers are like plants and you need a sword to cut through them. Another one's your a target and it's a wood and you can blow it open with your charged weapon. So I can see how they're doing that to traverse certain things. That's kind of neat, and that definitely feels a lot like Super Metroid and whatnot, where you're using certain weapons to kind of open up doors and whatnot. That's pretty rad. Plus, everything's animated so well. Like the pixel art here is top notch. Like honestly, some of the best pixel art I've seen in
Yeah,
indie games.
absolutely.
Like just to give people an idea of it, just even the main hub town. You exit out to I think it's west of the hub town, and there's like a little school area near a church, and the background there's kids. There's one playing with a hoop and a stick, and then there's kids playing, and then there's in other sequences there's a giant construction equipment. What do you call it with the bucket? This excavator, I guess, in the background, or cable cars. Like, and
Yeah.
it's all animated really smoothly, but it's in a very distinct
Yeah.
pixel art style. Like it's no harsh outlines. It's not sprites like you would have seen on the Super Nintendo. It almost feels more like Atari Lynx, but much more high res. I guess I'm trying to think, or something like the
Yeah,
Sierra
like
Quest games,
but
maybe.
the
Yeah.
just the amount of animated backgrounds in this
Yes.
game is absurd. Like you
Yeah.
got flickering lights, you got characters just hanging out in the back, like in all over the um all over the skate park. There's just characters littered around the background, like either doing kick flips or just sitting in the corner having withdrawals from the drug that they're using in the in that area. You've got just people hanging out, talking.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
Like
And
just the
there's
way
tons of that kind of stuff.
just even the way the guy saves the game. There's couches, and he just flops on the couch and whips out a Game Boy, and the music changes to a Game Boy tune if you let it sit there long enough. And just he's just sitting there animated playing the Game
Was
Boy.
it a Game Boy? I assumed it was his Walkman.
Is it? It looked like a Game Boy because it changes to chip tunes when he's sitting there idle for a few minutes on the couch.
I did notice that, but
Yeah.
I had assumed he was throwing on his headphones
Oh,
with the
maybe.
Walkman that he found that he got working at the beginning of the movie.
Right. Well,
That's what
maybe it
I
was
thought
that.
it was.
Yeah.
But
But it's
yeah,
just
he just
very
sits down
charming.
and has a rest on the couch next to a lava lamp because these blue couches. It's always a blue couch with a lava lamp next to it.
Yeah. Which is
Those
like,
are the
yeah,
save points.
it's distinctive. But even in the bad guys, like there is one particular bad guy that has a giant spiked shield. You get too close, and the animating of him swinging the shield at you is pretty fluid, and it just, yeah,
Mhm.
even so much as, and it embraces the physics. So like, you blow somebody up and take their skull, and you pitch it across the screen, and it animates as it rotates around. Like it's definitely a fluid and well animated game, and the pixel art is very memorable. Like I dig the design a lot, and after watching the movie, very true to the movie, right? Like I didn't
Oh
realize
yeah.
how much it was until I seen the movie, right? Like you mentioned Skeletron, the guy with the skull mask. Like enemies in this feel like just like that with the saw
Like
blade arms and whatnot.
I
It's
want
pretty
to point
cool.
something out, even in this segment here that we're seeing in the background of the video for those watching. There's a bunch of flamingos in the background. And the reason for that is as he's scavenging the wasteland, when he finds anything flamingo, he takes it back to his home and sticks it in a corner. So he's got a flamingo collection at home. And so that's why this is like a point where he's knocked out and like you're sort of in a dream sequence to learn
Right.
the mechanics of the game. And so in his dream, there's just flamingos floating around in the background. It's great.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. So I love the graphics of this game. Definitely well done. Like even the lighting,
The
right? Like you can use your gun if you
Yeah.
charge it as a light source. That's pretty awesome,
Yeah,
I
you
think.
have to at some points.
Yes. Yeah. So that's pretty well
So
done. I
you're
love the
using the
engine.
charged gun as a flashlight. That they were so creative with what to do with this game. I love it.
Yeah.
And yeah, like other upgrades I was wanting to talk about are these cartridges and cartridge slots. So
Right.
I think you start with, was it 1 or 3 cartridge slots?
2 or 3,
Maybe it
but
was
if you turn
2.
accessibility, you get 5. I think is what it was.
Okay. Yeah, I think it gives you 2 more or something. Um, but yeah, at the beginning of the game, you've only got 1 or 2. By the end of the game, if you found all the ones, at least I think I found all of them, I had 6. So
Okay.
there's total of 15 cartridges in the game, and they do different things. Like they make it to where you charge up your weapon faster. They make it to where you get more health from pickups. They make it to where you uncover more of the map as you're exploring. Like the radius that's uncovered is further out, stuff like that. And there's gravitate things, collective or
Yes.
items to you. So money, food, it all gets pulled to you further. Um, there's make your bike do more damage when you jump off of it. There's make your
Oh,
spikes
is that one
last
of them?
longer.
That's actually pretty
Yeah.
interesting. Then that makes actually, like you said, using it as a weapon to start combat is pretty funny. That's interesting.
hmm So
Okay.
there's 15 of them, I think. Might be 20. I think it's 15.
Okay.
And like they all have their uses. I think I equipped at least every one of them for at least one part of the game.
Okay.
So I didn't think any of them were useless. I just found some of them a lot more useful than others. Like to make your pea shooter do a lot more damage. Hell yeah.
Yeah,
That's
for
one of the
sure.
cartridges.
I wish I got that early enough because that would have made all the difference for me. Because just the pace of combat is what got me, I think.
And it even has a good and bad ending. And like there's
Does it
multiple
really?
versions of the good ending.
Okay. Well, can we say what the factors are without spoiling? Do you think, or
Um so after every boss fight, you're given a choice. Those choices affect the good ending.
okay, interesting. Okay,
They don't determine whether you get the good or bad ending. They just affect how the good ending plays out.
okay, that's good. That's interesting to know.
The bad ending is acquired by not properly finishing the game and just leaving as soon as you get the chance.
Okay, so like not finishing.
Because
Yeah.
not saving middle waste, just leaving.
D- How? So I assume you got the bad ending first, or
Yeah, I was like, well, I'm obviously gonna like this has got to be a different ending, right? This has got to be a bad ending. So I saved it and then went and did it. And sure as shit, it was a bad ending. And it was like, oh, wow, that's fucked.
okay. So to get from the bad
You
ending to the
get to
good ending.
see what's happening in the background as you're leaving.
Oh, that's messed up. Okay.
Yeah.
But what's the time difference to get the good ending? I guess like is the bad ending after like 10
Um,
hours and good ending was 15 or
no, it's probably an extra 1 to 2 hours
oh okay
between when you can get the bad ending and when you can get the good ending.
okay
Because you have to have all 4 weapon chips to get any ending.
right okay
And then from there is when you can choose to get either ending. But
So-
yeah, like there's so many collectibles. Those hidden cartridges are everywhere. And those let you play different music while you're in an area. As long as new music doesn't load, those cassettes will keep playing. And there's some badass tunes in there as well.
oh I got a couple of those. I don't think I figured out how to use them though. That's interesting.
You just got to
Okay.
go to that page on the inventory and choose it,
Right.
and it'll
And pick
play.
one. Yeah, there's quite a bit. I do like the idea of cartridge slots and the upgrades. I feel like there's a number of them you can get in town. There's a vendor in town. You have to give him 500 with the currency is what screws and nuts and bolts, I guess, which is again very
Yeah.
Mega Man-ish. But you start by getting 500 and unlocks the store, and I think he has 4 or 5 cartridges, and then there's another vendor there that has a few, and I think you unlock a third one, the fortune teller machine, I think it is, that has some. I'm trying to remember now.
Yeah, that one you have to repair.
Yeah.
There's one that gets opened by saving the guy. There's one that just opens when you pay him some money.
Right.
And there was one other one that opened when you do a quest for him.
Okay. So like you're always going back to the hub area. So
Yeah.
beside the vendors there that sell the upgrades, there's also cartridge upgrades in the world itself that you can find.
Yeah, there's a couple of
Okay.
cartridge upgrades hidden around.
Yeah.
Usually they're rewards for something though. Either you buy them or they're rewards for either doing a quest or
Okay.
doing the races. I think it was.
Because I found a lot of the time the secrets I was finding, and I found quite a few secrets, even early, even with the little bit I played of the game. But it was the white crates they had to smash open, and there's a tons of currency in them. But that was the gist of it. And I think I got a couple comic book pages, if I'm not wrong. I think from secrets.
Oh yeah, comic book pages are also collectibles, as
Yeah.
are there's short stories and
Yes.
verses you can find. So there's a lot of collectibles, and I actually 100%ed this game.
How long did it take you to do that? It was 15 hours.
Yeah, it was not even it was like 15 and a half hours, I believe. Because
Yeah,
I took a
which is
picture and shared it in the
yeah,
Discord while everybody else was playing Silksong.
yeah. You did Silk Song for this game.
Yeah, I bought this game a year ago.
I know.
So excited to play it and then didn't play it. Like I was all in after the demo and bought it before it came out, I think, or bought it as soon as it released, one of those, and then didn't play it until now, over a year later. And it makes me so sad because this game is so good and only has 350 Steam reviews.
Yeah, it definitely was not a huge game for the studio, which is sad. So this studio is Outer Minds, I think it was the name of the studio.
Yes.
So small studio. I think they have about around 30 employees. At least that's what their website says. They got their start by taking part in a game jam and reached out to PewDiePie, who's a pretty large YouTuber content creator, and he worked with them to make a game. I think that's where we got PewDiePie's Legend of the Brofist, which I think
Yeah.
had pretty decent reviews. They've done a few other collabs with him. I think there's two other games they've done with him, and then did a collab with another podcast I don't want to mention because they haven't aged very well. But they've mostly been doing like indie games with content creators, which is kind of interesting. This is the first game they've done that's kind of separate, I think, and they're using that Turbo Kid license, which is interesting. I dig it. Like I like what they did with this. I would like to see what they do in the future. But I don't know how successful this game was for them. If it only had 300
I
Steam reviews, probably not so much.
They
This is
put it on Switch too.
Is on Switch too?
It got an August update where it was on Nintendo, Switch, and Switch 2 digital launch.
I wonder how they managed that one because like the big criticism I see of the Switch 2 is folks couldn't get dev kits, right? Like I play
Well,
Warframe
it's
all the damn time.
probably on Switch, and so it's emulated on Switch 2
Oh,
the
okay.
way that it
Because
does.
like I'm a big Warframe sicko, and Digital Extremes couldn't get a dev kit. They just got a dev kit just like 2 weeks ago because they made an announcement that they finally got dev kits so they can port Warframe to the Switch 2, right? Because that's a game that would take advantage of the Switch 2 for sure. So I'm curious how they manage that one. But yeah, it's definitely the perfect handheld game. When I played this, I played a lot of this in the Steam Deck, and of course it works flawlessly on the Steam Deck, right, with the level of graphics. And it plays really good. The other thing I played with this too, actually, it gave me time to test it a controller. For the audio, I'm going to show this. This is Junk Food Arcade's Swirl. It's a all button controller with the wayside buttons, but it's got two analog sticks on the bottom, and you use the analog sticks in this game, and that kind of messed me up the first
Yeah.
time. You use them for there's like like an emote system in conversations. Like you can say yes, no, but you can be boastful. You can be I think you get several options in conversations. I don't know if it actually amounts to anything, any changes in dialogue.
There are changes in dialogue. So there's some characters where you interact with them and you have to work your way through the dialogue tree giving the right answers.
Okay.
And so if you give the wrong answer, it'll end the conversation and you have to start it over, which I found a little tedious. There's only 2 or 3 of those. It's not
Right.
so bad. Other ones though, when they ask you a yes or no question, they're looking for a response, and any one of them will give you an answer and keep the conversation going, and they'll change what they say after you have that emote,
Okay.
which I thought was really cool.
Yeah, that's neat. It's
Is
not just static
sometimes it'll be
dialogue. Yeah.
like, right, sometimes it'll be like, "Hey, did you do this?" And you'll be like, "Yeah, I did that." And they're like, "Hey, cool, good on you, keep it up." And then if you boast, they'll be like, "I know, you're awesome," or If you say no, they're like, "Oh man, I hope you find something." You know,
It's definitely like, yeah, it's definitely
it's really cool.
it's cool, and it's a cute way of doing the dialogue. I know that when
Mhm.
you start the game, you can pick two characters, either the kid or the android Apple. They say it's a
Yeah.
non-canon playthrough because she's not meant to lead the movie, right? But
Yeah.
mechanically the same. But I did see that they changed some of the dialogue to suit her a little bit. So I think she's kind of similar vibes. So some of the dialogue trees change when you play as her. So that's kind of a neat touch too.
Yeah. You can 100% it with one character. Like you can get all the achievements with one character. You don't have to do it with
Right.
both. But I do wonder what the story differences will be playing through as Apple versus playing through as Turbo Kid. Just because, like, there's a reason Apple's story is non-canon, right?
Right. Yeah.
And the movie, like those important parts of the movie that, you know, make him reflect on things happen in the game constantly. So you're kind of fed important pieces of the story from the movie during the game.
Oh, okay. Oh, then I wonder. Like, what I read was that it wasn't there was no substantial changes to it with her. Just some of the dialogue was changed and tweaked. So now I'm curious what they would have changed then. That's kind of
Yeah,
interesting. Okay.
I wish I had gotten to play more as Apple, at least to beat a boss and see what kind of changes were there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's this game is so good. It's so underrated. It just went under the radar so hard, and it bums me
Yeah.
out.
So I will say, like, the positive things I have with this game. Absolutely love the artwork, like the backgrounds, the charm there. Very faithful to the movie. I dig that. The soundtrack is really great.
Even the gore level is faithful to the movie.
Yeah, buckets of blood, which is fitting because that movie was, they must have gone through gallons of that stuff. I think where I fell off, 'cause I fell off 3 hours into the game, much like I did the first time I tried playing it. I even went to different sections, and I think it's almost too open for me. Like, I'm not as huge a fan of Metroidvanias, and the ones I do like, I think, are the ones that are like Silksong, which is a Metroidvania, but it more points you in the right direction to go. Metroid Dread does this as really well as well, where it's yes, it's a Metroidvania and the map is very large, but it actually like slims down the areas you're allowed to explore at any given time. So it's not just, you're getting moves to unlock the rest of the map and going through. You don't have to explore the entire map with your new ability. They kind
Yeah.
of give you a section of the map to do that in. And Silksong reminds me of that too. But this game, it just feels like there's 4 parts of the map to go. Have at it, and just
Yeah.
maybe my experience with that boss in the mall was rough. Maybe the other bosses are not as difficult, but that and the
No, they're
damage level.
not. There's definitely some bosses are easier than others,
Okay.
and you can sort of face tank some a little better than others.
Yeah, because even with the teddy bears and that one boss encounter, I chuck a teddy bear in the fire and I could get a few shots off on her, but then yeah, with 6 or 7 hearts, it's just not enough to take the damage. And it's not like, even if you know the patterns of the moves, you're still taking damage at least several times into it, and it was rough. So I don't know. Probably just not a game for me. So it's not ass. I'm ass. I'm just not great at video games. I say this though. I just beat Silksong, and I feel like I'm on top of the gaming
Yeah,
world right now. But this game
you just
definitely
beat
gave me
Silksong,
trouble.
and you're like, I bounced off this one because it was too hard.
It's so weird, dude. Like, it's strange. Like, when you mentioned, because you mentioned the accessibility menu, and I didn't realize that was in here. So I went to go look at it, and it's like more damage, more health, more cartridges, more this, more that. I'm like, yes, please turn it all on. And I'm glad it's there because it made especially the opening sequence so much more fun, because it played more like 8-bit Mega Man than it did Mega Man X for me, because I hate Mega Man X, but I love Mega Man. So
Mm.
yeah, maybe I have to give this one another go. It's just so much to do. Like when I was in the junkyard section of the game too, before you even get to the mall and the boss area, um, was it the Five Jimmies? Like, which I guess is like the
Yeah,
riffing on Johnny
the
Five. I
first
guess.
yeah, the first
Yeah,
one you find is Jimmy 9,
Jimmy
and I
Nine.
took a
Yeah,
picture of that and sent it to my friend, and I was like, he's fine. Jimmy 9 is fine.
it's just. It's like, I get the gag, but like what you do is you have the robot, and he's looking. They're always they're facing some kind of existential crisis about their mortality. They're robots, right?
Yeah.
And you have to find their control panel somewhere nearby, usually a jumping puzzle or platforming or hidden to find it. And I did that, and 1 or 2 is okay, but you have to do 5 of them. It's starting to wear on me, especially because 2 of them, I swear there was a couple points in the game where I swear I did the objective to the quest, but then I went to go turn it in and it didn't register. There was one with
Oh, weird.
you have to give turtle to a dude, to a rat, I think it is. And I
Yeah,
went
there's
and
a
got the
rat named
turtle.
Shivers that he wants a
Shivers.
turtle.
Because, video games. So I got the
Yeah.
turtle because I knew where they were, and I brought it to him, and it just wouldn't register at all. So I dropped
You
it,
have
and
to
then
talk to you can't drop it. You have to like talk to him and say, yes, here, have it. And
yeah,
then it gives it to him.
but when I
One
talked
of
to
the
him,
times that didn't register for me, and I accidentally threw it at the wall and smashed it.
and it's very gory,
And I was like, oh man, I gotta go
but
get another turtle.
but it didn't register, and I had that happen at least twice, and that was very frustrating because some of those sequences are not short. Like there's one
Yeah.
where you have to take like a battery or a part of something from this dude in the church and bring it down to the antenna thing, and that's like a trek to get down there, and not having a register sucks. So I guess that's just a bug that I ran into, and that was frustrating with those robots. Otherwise, the humor was cute. The whole idea of the Jimmy robots. I immediately
Oh
said
yeah.
that's short circuit. That's Johnny Five is alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The tongue-in-cheek references in this game are everywhere if
Yeah.
you're paying attention. They're easy to miss, but if you're looking for them, you'll find them all over the place, and it's great. Like I said,
Yeah.
it's a serious tone game. Like I said, it's heartfelt, and when I say that, I mean it. Like I'm not just repeating that because it sounds good. It actually is.
Yeah.
But this game also does not take itself too seriously. There's silliness here and there's goofiness here and there. It's just it doesn't throw away having a sense of humor to maintain having emotion.
Yeah.
Like it does both really well instead of sacrificing one for the other.
Yeah. Just definitely the 80s spirit is definitely there, and you're right.
Mhm.
It has all the heart of like the wizard, but all of the gore
Yeah,
of the Running Man, which is funny.
yeah.
Mad Max with cheesiness for sure. And I think the game is definitely, if you're a Metroidvania fan, and especially if you want to support indie devs, the game is definitely worth picking up. But I would also
Mhm.
suggest anybody who wants to play this game also watch the movie if you can stomach the gore and violence, because like the two go well together to make you appreciate what they did in the game and how it calls back to the movie so well. Like I haven't seen a game based on a movie done this well. Like if only the games in the 90s,
Yeah.
they're all licensed properties, were this good. Right? We're actually this
Like,
faithful to the source material and didn't suck. Like this is pretty decent for
like
that.
And it's also kind of the other way around, right? Usually you get this great movie and a crappy game to go
Yeah.
along with it, right? And this is like a really I hesitate to call it a B movie because I don't even know if it's that high up as far as like
It's
budget goes, you know what I mean? Like
yeah.
they put everything into it, but it was not a big budget movie, right? It's cheesy, it's low budget, but they went for it. They made it happen. And the game is actually so much better than the movie. So
Yeah,
if you
I'd agree.
enjoy the movie and you like a Metroidvania, the game just takes that world and runs away with it.
Yeah. And like I said, the soundtrack alone worth the price of
Mhm.
admission. Like I'm gonna link the buddy's Bandcamp in the description. I love his music. Like I would love to see him do music in other games or movies. Like he's got a distinctive style I just freaking dig. It's just really awesome. Chard would actually probably like the soundtrack a lot. We should try and get him to play this game. 'Cause I
Yeah.
think he's probably gonna bounce off Silk Song too. So let's try and he'll come on this one. But yeah, I think maybe just a not my style of Metroidvania is my only take on it, and that's why I didn't care for it. And I bounced twice off it, so I think I'm done with it. But I definitely love the hell out of the style of this game and then the soundtrack.
It honestly, it even had a nod to Super Metroid hidden deep, deep in the game.
Like an Easter egg type of thing, or like mechanics, or
An Easter egg slash power up. It's a
okay,
very hidden power up that isn't even part of your power ups menu.
interesting. Okay,
And I thought that was super cool. And honestly, even the last fight has a little bit of a callback to Super Metroid too.
okay,
Um, but yeah, the game is normally $20. I don't know how often it goes on sale, but right now, if you're willing to go through, one of the third party stores that sells the keys, and I don't mean like, you know, key shops. I mean like Indigala, Humble, that sort of thing, the
Right, the
official key
humble bundle.
shops.
Yeah.
Um, it's actually at its historical low right now on Steam if you get it through Play Some. I think that's what it's called. So it's 11.50 right now on Play Some.
Yeah. Even 20
So go
bucks is
look it up
totally
on
worth it.
GG.deals.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely worth checking out. Again, it's also like a game. After seeing this, I'm curious to see what the studio does next. I hope they are able to do more games like this, more games with this kind of storyline, like more of this uniqueness to them.
Yeah.
I'm sure the PewDiePie games are great and all, but I would love to see them do stuff like this, right? Like there's like a lot of small studios, they have to do the port work, they have to do the smaller, they have to do that kind of thing. But then every so often they can do something they really truly want to do, and I feel like this is a game they truly want to make because they definitely put the work into it in terms of the Easter
Yeah.
eggs, the style, the look of it. Just they really nailed the aesthetics to this game for sure.
And they don't repeat any of the artwork in the game. Like every region is hand built to the point where
Yeah.
you find photographs that point out secrets to be found throughout the world.
Okay.
And it's literally just a little Polaroid showing you a snippet of the screen that it's at, and like with a circle pointing where it, like, shoot here, that's where a goodie is. There's 25 of those, and they're
Okay.
very like, I don't want to say like super obvious because they're not super obvious, but they are very, like, they are distinct. You can't confuse it for another spot if you're really looking because it's
Right.
all hand drawn. They're not
Hand drawn
recycling
landmarks.
sprites anywhere.
Is there variety in the enemies though? Like, are the enemies different between the
Um,
regions?
to a degree, there's some different enemies. Like you saw the flying guys in the junkyard. You saw
Yeah.
like there's the shield guy, the guy who hucks like cans or skulls or whatever.
Yeah.
Um, there's the dude that just throws axes, I think.
Yes. Yeah, just
Um,
outside the hub world. Yeah.
there's slime blobs that can inhabit a corpse and become a big thing that shoots acid vomit at you. And when you
Okay.
kill the thing that shoots the acid vomit, it becomes a little slime blob again. You got to kill it. Otherwise, it can jump into another corpse and do the same shit.
Okay.
There's the rats. There's the flies. There's, um, I want to say there's maybe like a dozen enemy types, maybe a few more
Okay.
than that. Oh, well, no, maybe 2 dozen enemy types.
Okay.
Um,
That's pretty good
it's
then for
not a
this.
ton, but there's variety. It's more variety based on region than it is just straight up variety.
Okay.
But I mean, the guys in the final area suck.
Yeah, but by that point you have weapon upgrades, more health, more
Mhm.
upgrade slots, the whole 9 yards, and that makes a big difference, I think.
And
Yeah.
honestly, that final area is like use everything you've learned because it sucks here. Period.
Yeah, that's kind of what you want in a game like this. You want everything available to you at the end of the game to kind of take advantage
Yeah.
of, because that's why I feel like the game being so open did each area, like there's no order to do in the areas, right? Like this is not like a Mega Man situation where you get a benefit for doing them in a certain order. You really can do them in
Mhm.
any order, and that's kind of interesting. Yeah, I feel like I should have liked this game more than I did. I wish I could have given a better shot at it. Maybe I'll give it another go, but I'll try another area. But I did try the sewers the first time, and I kind of got bored with that area. But also, the accessibility makes it much easier to get into. I had more fun with this in the beginning than I did the first time, for sure. When I tweak things, so I don't know. But interesting game. I want to see more of what the studio does. Like that's the best positive thing I can say is
Yeah.
I'm really curious to see what they do next. Like it's a
I
quality game, gameplay wise. Really, I just had issues with the
seriously.
Metroidvania format, I guess. So
Um, I did Google it, and it sounds like the game had an estimated revenue of $120,000, which, oof.
yeah,
I think it was made by 3 guys mainly.
the studio started with 3 people, and then that's when they got the gig with PewDiePie, and then from there they expanded up to 30 people. From what the
Oh,
website
okay.
says, so they started small and they expanded up a little bit, and like it's tough. indie games are tough to get your game out there and to get a profit of it is really difficult. There's one lady, she's on Blue Sky right now. For the last few weeks, she's been just talking about her game called Consume Me. And I want to pick it up just to show support for an indie creator. She's been working on this game for 10 years. And it's
Oh
like
wow.
it's a very niche topic about like being a teenage woman, coming of age, cooking and body image and stuff. And it's such a concept, like it's like that game Dragon Called Cancer that from a few years back. Like
Yeah.
it's kind of like that. It's games more as an art form than it is for the games. Like you can tell she put her soul into this game. Her TikToks are hilarious. Like she's very, very funny lady who created this game. Very deadpan sense of humor. I want to give it a shot just for that alone. But I feel like it's a game that probably will not sell very well, regardless, just because of the niche that it is. And that's hard to work on a game for like a decade of your life and it's not going to sell well. And you may even know it's not going to sell well. Like it's just the way the game is. So that's pretty rough. But like I do hope these
Yeah.
guys do more. Especially like when you look at games like Silksong and Hollow Knight. Like there's definitely a love for these games. Rogue Legacy, right? That's Metroidvania procedural. Like that's also well done. Like there's definitely a market for these kind of games. But sometimes you just gotta get the eyeballs on it. Like I think, was this the Steam Next Fest you and I saw the demo at last year?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I absolutely fell in love with it. But I mean, it came out in the same month as I want to say it looks like Stellar Blade and Dave the Diver. So I mean, it got kind of hosed.
And like Dave the Diver is not even an indie game, right? Like that company's gone out of their way to say, look, it's pixel art and it's retro inspired, but we're a team of 100 people. We have Bethesda
Yeah.
money, like for ZeniMax money. But I can see where the Venn diagram, people buying indie or like titles that look like this, I could see them going to Dave the Diver because that game was definitely successful.
Yeah.
I don't know, but
So I
studio to watch for sure.
This is a game I want to see it get more love. One, because I do think it's a good game. Two, I think the developers could use the boost probably.
But yeah, all right. Anything else for this game that you want to mention?
Trying to think. No, not really. I love the interactions with the various characters and the fact that if you go back and talk to them after major events, that you get new stuff going on. The main town changes as you progress through the game and get more weapon chips because those are the things that push the world forward
Oh,
and
okay.
make the big bad a little bit more apparent.
Right, because there's a lady outside the town that talks about, we have to feed ourselves, you have to work on the farms, that you work together, we eat together type of thing. So, and I think there's a few people have mentioned problems they're having with the town, so I guess the weapon chips open up some of that stuff. But like it's
Yeah.
again, it speaks to the attention to detail, right? Like going back to
Mhm.
the characters having multiple things of dialogue, multiple rounds of dialogue, the journal entries, the drawings, the short stories, the comic books. Like there's a lot of background stuff put into this game that is definitely endearing, right? And definitely shows the work involved for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's
All
Turbo
right.
Kid. Switch and on PC or on Steam. I don't know.
Yeah, let me
Probably Xbox and
see
it's
if
on
it's on
Xbox and
anything else. Let me
PlayStation.
check.
I would definitely say if you have a Steam Deck or a Switch
Oh yeah.
handheld, this game is
It,
perfect. Handheld.
I mostly played it on Steam Deck.
And like the soundtrack
Yeah.
Lamentos over on Bandcamp, I'll put a link in the description of the episode for the audio file, and I'll put it on the video afterwards as well. Awesome soundtrack, like just really awesome soundtrack. Like I know Chard's going all raving all about Nine Inch Nails and the Tron soundtrack, but let me tell you, I like the soundtrack more.
Yeah, it looks like it's just on Steam and the Switches.
Okay, which again, perfect format if you're going to play this game. If you can play it handheld,
Yeah.
it's also good on a TV too, but it's great handheld.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay, so we are Press B to Cancel. We are part of the SuperPod network of podcasts. Check out superpodnetwork.com for a bunch of other video game related shows, much like ours. You can also listen to Press B to Cancel on any of your favorite podcast apps. Even Pocket Casts, who shamefully added ads this week, I found out. So I'm looking for a new podcast app. Anybody has an idea of a great app that doesn't have ads, let me know. But we're available anywhere on those RSS feeds, as well on Apple and Spotify, and of course on YouTube at Press Me to Cancel. You can find a link to everything, including our Discord, over at pressmetocancel.com. In terms of social media, we are active on Blue Sky. Pretty much that's where we're only active, because fuck Twitter and Elon. And Instagram is new and scary to me. I don't use it. So go follow us on Blue Sky if you're interested in that.
So new.
It's so new. What, 10 years? I fucking hate Instagram. Blue Sky is great. Go to Blue Sky. Wulff, how about you? Working anything you want to shout out?
No, I did play through a whole other game after this one.
Are you going to finish Silksong or no?
I don't know if I will. I played through Yellow Taxi Goes Vroom, and I told my buddy about that last night, and he's like, "You made that up."
I'll have to share a clip I'll put on Discord. I'll share it with you too. Kind of funny, did a game thing today where I guess one of their staff, they put up 4 cover art for 4 different games off Steam, and one of them was fake. And it just like they're picking the most weirdest dumbass games titles, and then the one fake one, and they had to figure out which one was fake. It was actually really funny because like there's a lot of shovelware on Steam and on the Switch, and that's where they're pulling it from. It was interesting. But a lot of the games sounded made up. Like one was Inside Her, and then in brackets bedroom. That's a real game. That's a real game you can play, and it's on Steam. I'm like, okay, but like stuff like that. It was really funny. So I'm not surprised with any
I've
game.
seen that one.
It's the filter settings that work.
Now I gotta go see if I've seen that one.
And maybe it's a great game. I don't know.
No, I have not seen that one. Okay.
But like some of them are good. Like I love that inside a bag of milk, inside a bag of milk.
Yeah.
Like what the hell fucking name is that? But the game is great.
Yellow Taxi Goes Vroom. It sounds so dumb. It's literally like an N64/PlayStation era collectathon platformer.
Oh, so it's like 3D?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's a 3D platformer where you're driving around as a wind-up taxi. And you basically can reach just about anywhere right off the bat. You just got to master the controls. And there's 250 little gears to collect throughout all the different stages. Like it is very much of that era, and it was just fun to play for a little while.
But not Silksong, huh?
Nah.
Gosh, I thought you would have liked Silksong more because of the Metroidvania stuff.
I kind of thought I was gonna like it more, but I don't know. It just more wing said no, go away, and I went away.
There's some of the bosses that are just a freaking nightmare. But it's been a while since I powered through a game that was this difficult. I usually don't like these kind of games. Maybe it's just because if I struggled on a boss, I could go do something else. It's like the Elden Ring thing, where when I got stuck on a boss, I could go do something else for a couple hours and then come back to it later, and hopefully stronger or at least better at the game. Maybe that's what it is with Silksong. Like I'm almost at the point where I might want 100% Silksong, because like I'm a good chunk of the way there already, and I'm actually the bosses I have left in Act 2, they're hard but they're fun, and I can see how I could win. So whereas other games that are difficult, they're just difficult because they're difficult. Like they're, too much damage or cheap shots, right? Like Ninja Gaiden Ragebound. I tried the hard mode on that one, for example, and that sucks. I love Ninja Gaiden Ragebound. We did an episode last week on it, but trying to play that game in hard mode, it's just unfair. It's just unfair compared to Silksong. Silksong is hard, but there's a path forward of at least knowing where I can actually beat it. So anyway. So if you like Turbo Kid, you probably never heard of Turbo Kid if you're listening to this episode, which you should go check it out. It goes on sale frequently.
And let's see about the movie. Where can we stream that right now? Hold on, because last I checked,
Amazon.
It looks like
Prime Video.
It's on Netflix as well. It looks like
maybe in the U.S., not in Canada. In Canada, it was Amazon. Amazon Video.
I'm not sure. I guess there was a website I used to go check this stuff, and I forgot it.
And I think you can
where to stream Turbo
probably
Kid.
rental on Google. Probably I noticed YouTube and Google have quite a large number of movies you can just rent or pay or buy off one-offs.
Man, I really don't know what that website was anymore. Oh well.
I know. But if you're in
But
the
yeah,
US,
last
Netflix.
time,
In Canada, Amazon. So,
there you go.
yeah.
But
But yeah,
yeah, like
definitely check the movie out with the game.
also it looks like it's on Vimeo or Vimeo.
What the fuck's Vimeo? Oh, is that like the YouTube thing?
I think so.
Is it?
Maybe it's by, I don't know.
Yeah, it's probably a buy. Because YouTube's like that
Oh
too.
yeah,
Like,
it's
yeah,
it's $6.
worth it. That's like $6 is fine for this movie. I'd watch
Yeah.
it more than once. But yeah, check it out and let us know what you think on Discord. Or, if you want to email us, you can email us at podcast@pressbetycancel.com. We should start advertising that more now that we have our mailbox set up properly and we can actually see things coming
Yeah.
into it. So, but yeah, until next time, have a great week.